On this week's episode, our career focus is on a surgeon who specializes in dentistry, also known as a dentist. I am joined by the assistant to the Kenya Dental Association and who is also a practicing physician at Lavington Green Dental Suits, Dr. Arnold Malit. Karibu sana, Daktari.
Pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you on set.
Asante.
And thank you for making time to speak to us today.
Thank you.
So let's begin by understanding who exactly is a general dentist and what are the different specialties under dentistry.
General dentist is someone who's done a Bachelor of Dental Surgery as an undergraduate program.
Yes.
And works in the field of what you call conservative dentistry and prosthodontic dentistry. We have what you call minor oral surgery, and we also have pediatric dentistry. We also do have periodontal dentistry. Basically, these are just fields that involve what makes up the head and neck of a human being. In terms of the teeth, the gums, we also have the facial bones and that kind of a scenario. So yes, this guy does what we call fillings, root canals, and what else? Basically handles the general aspect of dentistry, not looking into the different specialities. Okay. Yes.
And how about some of the ones that you've mentioned? Pediatric is for children?
So yes, pediatric dentistry basically involves, it's actually a specialty of dentistry. Yes. Whereby the pediatric dentist is a dentist who's specialized on now management of dental issues involving children. Yes. So that's pediatric dentistry. We also have what you call and this is now the branches. We also have what you call maxillofacial surgery. Yes. Maxillofacial surgery is a surgeon, is a dentist who's now ventured into the surgical aspect of dentistry. Things like things that involve cases like trauma. Yes. Of the facial aspect. We also have cancers of the face. And we also have another field called periodontal surgery, or rather even periodontist. These are people dentists who've specialized on management of the gums and the supporting structures of the teeth, which of course the gums, the bones, and that kind of a scenario. Yes. We also have what you call prosthodontists. They deal mainly with the different ways of teeth replacement. And in general. So those are just the different aspects of dentistry. We even have what we call forensic dentistry. In fact, there are very few of them. I think even in our country we have one person who's done forensic dentistry. It's more or less the forensic bit, where you, like for example, identification of bodies through the dental aspect. Yes. Yes.
Okay, very many interesting fields right there.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to find out, how did you settle on dentistry as your career option? What's the story behind it?
Oh, my journey is interesting now. I remember from the word go, I wanted to be a doctor. Yes. I wasn't so sure that I'd end up in dentistry. When I was growing up, all I knew was, being a medical doctor. So when I did my exams in KCSE, I missed dentistry. I missed medicine, by the way, by a few points. And I was like, okay, fine. If I'm not gonna go do medicine, I'll do BDS, which is dentistry. So I enrolled for the dental program, and looking back, I actually feel like it was the best decision I ever made. Yes. Because it's quite fulfilling for me. Yes, so that's how I ended up doing dental surgery as a course. Okay. If I knew back then what it would be like this, I would have actually chosen it from the word go. Yes.
So it was your own choice, not...
It was my own choice.
Chosen by somebody else?
No. That was my own decision. All right. Yes.
And how about the educational background? You studied Bachelor of Dentistry at UON?
Yes, I did Bachelor of Dental Surgery at UON. And hopefully I'm joining in for my Master's soon. I'm not so sure what I'm gonna do yet, but yeah, hopefully soon.
Okay, and I wish you all the best with that regard.
Thank you.
So now, still on your education, how about high school? I'm sure sciences must have been one of you, likings.
Yes, okay, not really. Mathematics was my favorite subject. Okay. I loved maths. I found it quite easy, you know, playing with numbers and that kind of a thing. I hated physics, but actually aced it, funny enough.
Yes.
And the one I liked among the sciences, which was chemistry. It was chemistry, yeah? It was called chemistry, yes. Yes, I failed on that. But of note is that the 3 sciences were very vital to choosing what you'd be able to do at the university. In fact, it was part of the requirement for you to do BDS.
Yes.
So biology came into play, was it physics and chemistry. And even when you're doing your first year of dental surgery, for example at UON, we had to do biochemistry, what you call now biochemistry. We even did what you call physiology, and the main one, which is anatomy. Yes.
Oh, okay. So sciences played
sciences,
a major role.
very important, very important.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
yes.
And now you've been in this field for how long?
I started to practice in 2014. 2014 is when I did my internship at Kenyatta National Hospital. And yeah, it's been a journey for me since then. So I finished my internship, I was posted to Murang'a County. So I currently work for Murang'a Level 5 Hospital and also at practice at Lavington Green Dental Suite. Yes.
And looking back over those 5 years, what would you say are some of the major challenges you've had to face as a dentist, and how are you able to overcome them?
Wow, the dentistry is very dynamic, that I'll tell you for free. In fact, things are changing, things are improving. Every day you get new technology coming into play, so you really have to be upbeat. Yeah. The challenges, of course, quite a lot. I mean, for example, working for the county government is quite a challenge, honestly speaking, in the sense of, you know, availability of resources, you know, for you to be able to do what you are taught in school. It's very unfortunate that even some counties, people who are posted at the counties are not able to do what they were taught in school. And that's why you tend to realize that most people end up working in the private sector, because at least this can be provided and this can be procured. So those are just some of the challenges that we face as doctors and dentists.
What about the role of the bodies that we have that are meant for people practicing this profession? Maybe the Kenya Dental Association?
Now, we are playing a very huge role in the sense that when it comes to policy making, we are there.
Yes.
We advise the government on the necessary policies that we know would benefit the population when it comes to the whole dental setup. We play a very huge role in outreach programs. In fact, just the other day, Kenya Dental Association concluded one of the biggest outreach programs in the counties, whereby they were able to screen, you know, primary going school kids and even be able to do treatment in the field. So I think my take is that the county governments and even the central government would probably want to work with all the professional bodies in healthcare, and point in cases like Kenya Dental Association, you know, to try and find the gaps. Yes. And be able to, you know, to find solutions for these gaps, how to fill the gaps. For example, say when it comes to reaching out to the population down there at Mashinani, how are they able to access dental services? Are they actually able to access quality dental healthcare? Yes, because that's what really matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what would you say is the most fulfilling thing about this profession?
In fact, when I was coming for this interview, I was actually thinking about that question. And I realized one of the things that really makes me happy at the end of the day is when you know, a patient comes to you and walks away feeling like they've gotten good service. Someone, for example, say came in with a toothache, for example, just an example, and they walk away without the toothache. I mean, that's very fulfilling. They go smiling and feeling good. So
how about your achievements over the 5-year period that you've been practicing in this profession?
Well, I've achieved a lot. I mean, I've had personal growth as a person. I mean, I'm working, so I'm getting paid. I'm able to do things that is expected of a normal citizen. I'm able to contribute, you know, to the country. And besides that, I'm able now to run a facility I'm able to run for, you know, positions like, for example, the Kenya Dental Association positions, and you know,
So, but how did you get to be the secretary to this particular organization?
It is an elective post.
Okay.
So normally during our AGM, we get, after every 2 years, we get to elect our posts. We just concluded our AGM, I think, sometime last month.
Yes.
And yeah, I was elected as an assistant secretary. So you rally people to vote for you, and if they have confidence as members,
yeah,
they give you the vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And now, what about the skills that you need? Because maybe I've gone to school, I have the qualifications that I need, academic that is. So what skills have you seen that are essential in this field?
Very important. You see, dentistry is like an apprenticeship, and you use a lot of your hand. So of course, very important that you have very good eye-hand coordination. Very important. Another thing, maybe, of course, your thinking should be very quick, because say, for example, you're faced with an emergency, how are you able to, you know, get yourself out of that? How are you able to save the life of the patient? So basically, your thinking, you should be a very fast thinker. You should be very rational, and a very important hand-eye coordination.
Now, apart from the private and public sector, which other area can I work in as a dentist?
Apart from the...
Yes, what other opportunities are available for me to be employed as a dentist?
Well, I think that is the main thing, the public and private. You could either be a practicing in public setup, or you're actually in private practice. But I've seen some of the dentists, for example, venture into other things, say do policy making. You understand? We also have dentists who are politicians. I mean, it's what everyone is looking into right now. Yeah. It's where the money is. you get my point, yeah? Yeah, but the main, I think the core is mainly public. If you're really practicing the clinical aspect of dentistry, you're either in public practice or in private, or you're actually in both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about consultancies? Is that also a possible thing?
You see, consultancy is just more or less like a specialty. You're a specialty in dentistry. Say, for example, you're a maxillofacial. So you're a maxillofacial consultant. Okay? And it's still clinical work. So you could be doing it in public, or you could be doing it in private. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And for example, we actually have very few consultants in dentistry, and even especially that maxillofacial surgery. Yeah? Like where I work, we don't have one. So it's something we might need to look into. You know, people venturing into doing specializing for consultancy. For example, in maxillofacial, so that we are able now to even offer better services to the common mwananchi.
So as we wind up, what words of advice do you have for somebody who's settling on a career, and also somebody else who wants to get into the same profession you are in?
Well, when I was making this decision, I thought dentistry is just about teeth.
Which is actually, I think, the assumption most people have.
Yes, but in essence, it's not. There's more to it than teeth. I mean, I didn't know about maxillofacial surgery, for example. It's a very interesting program. It's not just teeth. You know, you deal with basically what you call the head and neck. So I'd really ask someone who's looking into making a decision on career. First of all, passion matters. You know, you need to have an interest. You really need to have an interest in, for example, I want to do dentistry. Once you've shown the interest, then have it in mind that it's not just about teeth, there's more to it. We have so many fields that you could go into. It's quite a fulfilling career. You won't sleep hungry, as I said. And at the end of the day, yes, it's something, it's worth considering. It's worth considering, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you, Purity.
It's been a pleasure, and in case anyone also wants to get, you know, some dental surgery done, what services do you offer?
Well, we do a lot of general dentistry and specialty dentistry at the facility that's at Lavington Green Dental Suite. We are located at Lavington Mall, Chandarana Building, 3rd floor, room 301. That's along James Kishuru Road. So anything to do with dental, we are able to handle it. Whether it requires a specialty, because we normally get the different specialties come in once in a while for different clinic appointments. Okay. Yes, so anyone is welcome.
I think I'll be your first client.
Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Elimuni Nguvu. In case you're just joining us, we are talking about dentistry, and as always, we get to speak to a student who's pursuing the same course or has finished the course recently, by the way. So, karibu sana.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time to speak to us.
My pleasure.
So, first of all, let's get to know who you are and where you're pursuing dentistry.
So, my name is Natalie Bello, Dr. Natalie Bello.
Dr. Natalie Bello.
Yes. Recently graduated from the University of Nairobi Dental School. The reason I pursued dentistry, really, it was more like an incident, right? Back when I was a little young, my mom took me to, younger, my mom took me to the village, and there was this girl who was about my age, and she kept talking with her mouth closed, like, yeah. And I kept wondering, why are you closing your mouth? You need to talk confidently. And then at some point I got a glimpse of her mouth, and she had yellow teeth, what's called fluorosis. And I realized because of that she had no confidence at all. And I was like, if only I could do something to improve that. Yeah, so that's how I ended up in dentistry. I ended up, looking for a course that would make me help people have better smiles. Okay, and I can see you have a really good one for yourself. Thank you very much.
So now you are studying dentistry at UN, right?
Yeah.
So let's get to understand more about the course, what it entails, and some of the, first of all, the experience through the 5 years.
Well, first of all, dentistry is not easy. When I first joined it, I thought, okay, I'm just going to work on teeth. Like, how hard can it be? What they don't tell you is like their stages. So first you have to go through Chiromo, where you go to the morgue, you work on the dead bodies. Then after that you have to go to Kenyatta, where you're exposed to now like a lot of microbiology, and then now you go to dental school, your last 2 years to finish up on that and now really specialize. So the different units, there's microbiology, there's physiology, there's biochemistry, so you have to be really good in your chemistry and biology in high school, and then now in the dental school, there's prosthodontics, there's pediatric dentistry, there's conservative dentistry, just basically different fields.
So you do general until 3rd year, then you specialize.
Yeah, so until 3rd year we are with the pharmacists, we are with the general medicine guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what did you specialize in yourself for the 2 years?
Dentistry itself is a specialty.
Okay.
Yeah, but now when we start, we are all together. Then we separate in 3rd year. So it's not like I'm specializing, it's already a specialty by itself.
All right.
Yeah.
And what would you say the experience has been like so far?
I would say I'm glad I'm done with that life, but it's challenging, right? It's really challenging. You have to be very disciplined. You have to have resilience. You have to have focus. Yeah, otherwise you'd give up somewhere in the middle. It's not just taking care of teeth like you assume when you're joining. Yeah, because you have to be in class by 8. After that you have to go to the clinics to work on the patients. After that you have to go to the lab to do your lab work. So basically you're the dentist, you're the nurse, you're the dental technician. You gotta do all that, which is a bit different out there, because out there you have a nurse who helps you, you have the lab tech who does the lab work. So it's quite a challenge. You have to be ready to to take up on the challenge.
Okay, and you have yourself now that you're a doctor.
Yes, thank you.
So now there is also theory and practical involved, right?
Yeah.
So the practical is mostly for the 2 years?
Yes, the last 4th year and 5th year, because it takes 5 years.
Yes.
So basically you go to the clinic, you interact with patients, you build a rapport, you know. Yeah, you get to now go deep into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it gives you experience. It gives you a lot of experience.
All right.
Yeah.
And now that you've completed, what next for you?
Well, basically, after finishing school, you do internship.
Yes.
So my internship starts in November. So I have a bit of time to, you know, play around with. Basically, there is something. I come from Bita, so my area MP is Milio Diambo. So we're thinking of doing, because Bita has a lot of islands, right? It is an island itself, but it has other places that are really remote, and basically there's absolutely no knowledge and awareness about oral health care. Yeah, so we're just thinking of doing sort of like a mobile clinic, more of creating awareness, because you know, out there people assume that once you have a toothache, you remove the tooth. Yeah, they don't know there are other options that you can pursue. So I want to collaborate with her, work with her, so that we can spread that awareness and hopefully help some people.
I think that way will make a really huge and lasting impact in society, because it's a smile.
Hope so. Yeah.
It's simple, but the implication is really huge.
It is. It is.
So who is your mentor with regards to the profession of a dentist?
Actually, I have a mentor. She was one of my lecturers. She's called Dr. Kisumbi, very amazing lady. She's guided me through dental school. I remember, I think it was in 4th year, she invited me to her clinic just to see how the private sector goes, you know, how you deal with patients on a more personal level. Yeah, so she's been amazing. She's been amazing through this journey, and I really want to thank her for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And what other plans do you have? Maybe do you want to progress in education?
Hopefully, yeah. Maybe in the near future, definitely, I'd want to do a postgraduate course, but you wouldn't know that until you know, practice a bit, get a bit of experience, and then know what you really want to settle on.
All right.
Yeah, so I look forward to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would you tell anyone who wants to get into dentistry like yourself?
Dentistry is fun. It is so much fun. You have to love it. First of all, you have to have a passion for it.
Yes.
I remember when I first started, my little brother was like, so you want to just look at people's teeth? That's disgusting, you know? But you have to have that passion, otherwise you'll be really depressed. Yeah, so have the passion, have the interest. It's so much fun and it's so rewarding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Natalie.
Welcome.
Dr. Natalie.
Dr. Natalie.
Dr. Natalie.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
They say a smile is the prettiest thing you can wear, and I'm sure today's episode has enlightened you on just how you can also help put a smile on somebody's face. That's it for today, but do remember to catch Elimu Nguvu next Monday, and I have been your host, Purity Mokuhe.